Hello everybody and welcome back. It is now Season 3 and it's the season finale of Season 3. It all comes down to this. We've been working towards it for the past few months and now is the championship decider. It's Alonso, it's Early, it's Vettel, all with a shot at championship glory, and it's to be decided here at a very mixed conditions Brazilian Grand Prix Interlagos. Let's check out the championship standings and then jump straight into qualifying. Alonso, what's going on, guys? So looking at the Drivers' Championship, James Early does have a 9-point advantage over Fernando Alonso with this final round about to get underway. It means that if Alonso wins, we'd have to finish second to win the championship, essentially. For Vettel to win the championship, he needs to win the race with Early 11th or lower, and he also needs Alonso to finish 6th or lower. That's the only way Vettel wins this championship. Alonso, he needs to win the race, or at least outscore Early by 10 points. So the easiest way to do that is by winning the race with Early 3rd or lower. Sainz has been in a good run of form lately, scoring in the past 3 rounds, whilst his teammate Verstappen hasn't scored for the past 3 rounds, I don't think, or at least not much. So it is getting close between the two Toro Rosso drivers. Bianchi, he'll be disappointed with the season so far, down in 13th position. And we also have a battle for the Constructors' Championship. Lotus, Renault and Mercedes going neck and neck for this championship. Neck and neck, does that make sense? They are neck and neck for the championship. They're going wheel to wheel on track to determine who's going to win it on paper. Right now, though, it looks like Lotus, Renault are going to be winning it. But it could all swing around. 43 points on offer for a first and second position in the race. So let's see what happens in qualifying. So it is going to be wet for some stage of the qualifying session, but clearly not Q1. So the prime tyres on the car for the final time this year. We're going to go out in qualifying. Let's see if we can get pole position. It's Van Dorn fastest right now early on in the session. Early. James Early. And we are 1.8 seconds up on him through the first sector. Got a bit of traffic in the middle sector, including Fernando Alonso, who's off the track. Dare I say you can't park there, mate, because you really cannot park there. And up towards the line we go with this first lap. It's a 1:11.8. It's faster than Raikkonen, so I'm sure that'll be good enough to get through. Q1 complete. Fernando Alonso, although we saw him off the track, still tops the session ahead of Raikkonen, Hamilton, Perez, and James Early comfortably through in 5th place. And now it's at the expense of Stoffel Van Dorn, Felipe Nasser, Marcus Ericsson, Esteban Gutierrez, Valtteri Bottas and Pascal Wehrlein, the two Williams starting on the back row of the grid for the final race of the season. Now we're getting to the rain. 80% chance for this second session. Let's get out there before it starts to tip it down. There are still a handful of cars in the pits, and they're not going to get a lap in before the rain actually starts falling, so they may have screwed themselves over. We can only hope that Alonso and Vettel are still in the pits. This track is easily one of my favourites. It used to be the favourite for me on the calendar. It's still definitely up there towards the top. As into the middle sector we go. We are approaching a load of traffic, including my teammate. I don't know who's at the head of the field there, as the rain now starts to fall. But whoever is at the head of the train is going to be slowing everybody down, which is good for me if I don't mess up the lap. We've got a slow-moving Red Bull. It's Rosberg. He stays well out of the way. Maybe we can catch the slipstream of somebody up the hill. Actually, he's not even moving out of the way. He's going side by side with me as we're about to complete the first lap. Alonso in 11.5. That'll be enough to get him through. Across the line we go. 11.4. It tops the session right now. Ultra confident that that lap is enough to get through, because the rain is now starting to fall. Surely nobody's going to go quicker. Never mind. People are going quicker. Bro, it's raining. How? What do you mean people are going quicker? Right, somehow, even though there was rain, people did go quicker. So Fernando Alonso quickest and Kimi Raikkonen second quickest. Then it's Hamilton and Vettel and Rosberg. So all the usual drivers getting through. Unfortunately, we're not going to see my championship rivals start down in the midfield. Rosberg, like I said, in 5th place ahead of Perez, Bianchi, Early, Power and Magnussen all getting through. Robert Kubica knocked out. So is Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo and Will Stevens. Now, let's go on to Q3. Oh boy. Q3, wet tyres, 100% rain. Track conditions super difficult out here. We have a few laps to really get to grips with them as well. Let's see what we can do. That's Hamilton on provisional pole right now. We're a second down to the first 2 sectors. It's not all smooth sailing. It might as well be sailing considering the conditions. Raikkonen 17.5, Early and 18.6. He's down in 8th place. Oh, that's a lock-up. There's a nice lap up to that point. Second lap on the board is going to be a very high 117. Still a distance off what I want. Hamilton takes back provisional pole. Oh, now we've got slow-moving cars out there. Raikkonen. Mate, Seriously, just like in India, Kimi Raikkonen just blocked me on my fast lap in Q3 and it's ruined my lap. That's it. Got a bit of space. We got time for 2 back-to-back flying laps. Come on. We just need 1 clean lap and I reckon we can get on the front row of the grid. That's purple first sector. That's what we need. Need to keep that going. And through the second timing line, we are still purple. This is it. This has got to be the lap. It's got to be front 2 rows at a minimum. Is it pole position, though? That's the question. Yes, it is. Pole position by a whole 1/10 of a second. So we'll just go faster just for the fun of it. No, we're down on the previous best, but we got pole position. It's the end of the session. He's done it. Pole position for James Early. The Venezuelan will start the championship finale in first place. Lewis Hamilton a 10th off in second place. Then it's Raikkonen and Alonso on row 2. Vettel with his massively outside shot at the championship. He has it all to do on Sunday. He's starting down in 5th alongside the lead McLaren of Kevin Magnussen. Then we have Perez and Power, the 2 Ps on row number 4, followed by Rosberg and Jules Bianchi rounding out the top 10. Well, that is Saturday complete, and complete it was with a brilliant pole position from James Early. Now it's time for the race on Sunday. So, 70% of the race is going to be affected by the rain. But at the start, it seems nice and dry. And the strategy right now is going to be starting on the option tyres and going to lap 21. But that is all going to change. 71 laps ahead of us. Oh boy. Let's just hope we don't bottle it like we did F1 2010 Season 3. Let's hope we just don't bottle it like I have done in many other career modes. Let's hope we actually win the championship. Well, there's only one more thing to do. And that's go racing. The 2013 Championship Decider is next. And it all comes down to this. Who's going to win the championship? Will it be Early, Alonso or Vettel? 5 lights are on and we are underway here for the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's the championship finale and Early gets a pretty solid start. Well, that's rare. When the pressure's on, Early delivers. Never mind, he's getting overtaken by both Raikkonen and Hamilton. Never mind, he's got the position back and through turn 2 and into turn 3 we go. It is Early leading Hamilton. Alonso has jumped up above Raikkonen and into 3rd place. In fact, Raikkonen I think has lost a couple places. So Alonso doing what he needs to do to try and fight back against Early in the championship. But right now for the championship leader, it is all smooth sailing. It is Early leading Hamilton early on here. Early on. God, I got to stop doing that. I'm too funny. Alonso's dropping back a bit. He's 1.8 seconds back now. I can see Will Power is in 5th place right behind my teammate Kimi Raikkonen. And Hamilton fastest lap at 15.3. And I can't say anything without saying Early because it's the early part of the race. In the opening stages of this race, Hamilton's going pretty quick. That's a mistake there from the championship leader, James Early. That's going to give the position to Hamilton. And there's contact between the 2 British drivers. They run side by side up the hill. James Early's going to try and fight this one back. Hamilton leaving him no space, but eventually squeezing through to regain that first is the championship leader, James Early. And this is Hamilton trying to attack around the outside into turn 1. Early doing enough to defend. Who cares if we're getting pushed over by Hamilton, because Alonso's 3.6 seconds behind. We're just pulling away from them. As that's the fastest lap of the race from Early. We have had a retirement early on. See what I mean? What am I supposed to say? I need just a word to use instead of Early. Anyway, it is Valtteri Bottas out of the race. Oh, it's so funny. Alonso is not with it today at all. The gap is just rising larger and larger. It's 6 seconds now between Hamilton in 2nd and Alonso in 3rd. And we have 15 minutes until the light rain arrives. That's when maybe things start kicking off again. I'm happy to give Hamilton the win if he's putting that much pressure on me. It doesn't really matter. As long as I finish ahead of Alonso and Vettel. Or as long as I don't get outscored by them, really. I'm happy. Things are just going really well. I feel like things are going maybe too well. That's incredible. We're 10 seconds clear of Alonso. And that is another fastest lap, a 14.8. Hamilton could for sure go quicker, but he can't get past me. Okay, now we have the message 10 minutes till the rain. Maybe Alonso, unlike in the USA, where his strategy or setup was focused on dry instead of the wet, maybe it's the other way around this time and he's focused on the wet. So maybe he'll be really quick when it goes to inters or wet tyres. We're a whole sector ahead of Alonso. He's just gone through the 2nd timing line as I've gone across the line to start lap 13. We're about to encounter traffic. Hamilton as close as he's ever been with DRS open. And that's the fastest lap from Lewis Hamilton, who's ending the season quite strong. He had a chance of winning it in Kota, but that all fell apart. He's had such an up and down season. Hamilton really not getting much consistency throughout the year, which has harmed his chances of the championship. About 16 seconds clear of Fernando Alonso now in 15 laps time. I'm pulling away more than a second a lap. Vettel's in 6th position, but he's really irrelevant. I know he's got a chance of the championship, but he'd have to win with me no higher than 11th and Alonso no higher than 6th place, so it's really not happening for him. Now only 5 minutes away from the rain. Well, the rain's falling now. That was not 5 minutes, that was about a minute and a half, and now I see drops of rain falling. How soon will it go to intermediate tyre conditions, and how will the pace be compared to the dry running time where I've been pretty quick? Time's still looking good even with the rain falling. 15.2 on the previous lap. Power's up to 3rd. Power has made it past Raikkonen and he's made it past Alonso. Will Power is in 3rd place. Alonso has slipped to 4th. Still 4 tenths to Hamilton. Still the rain coming down. We're going to be under pressure massively from Lewis Hamilton here, who's got DRS still. Even though the rain is coming down, DRS is still enabled. The British driver picks the outside line. No way he's going around the outside of Early there, and Early not allowing him to. We still have the lead of this race. Still 20 seconds back to 3rd place. Power. Vettel up to 4th. So Alonso continuing to slip further down the field. Oh, it's supposed to be boxing. I'm going to extend here because the original plan of boxing on lap 21 might just be out of the window because we know this rain is going to intensify. We can just hold out until the intermediate tyres. So Alonso and Vettel have pit for the prime tyres. They've thrown the race away. Hamilton's going to pit for the prime tyres as well. We're just going to stay out. Hamilton rejoins in the place he pit from, so 2nd place. Power has stopped as well, so he's in 3rd on the primes. I'm guessing everybody's boxed. We got a call saying intermediates are better on the car now, so I'm just going to dive in and put the intermediates on right now. I got the call really late there to box for the inters. I've just took the chance. I don't think it's much of a gamble. There's been another retirement from the race as well. Hamilton's going to take the race lead, though he is on the prime tyres. So that's not going to go well for him as soon as these tyres get up to temperature. And it's Kimi Raikkonen out of the race. Typical, really. Things just not going right for Raikkonen either. He's had a similar season to Hamilton where it's just been inconsistent and littered with retirements. Yeah, starting to really get in on Hamilton here. He's only a second in front. Everything is going according to plan. We could not have planned this race better. It's all just going perfectly right now. And Hamilton into the pits for the intermediate tyres. So Early is going to retake the race lead. You can feel the bottle. The only bottle you're feeling is the champagne bottle after I drop it down from the podium, mate. Hamilton's only 13 seconds behind me after his stop. No way you only lose 13 seconds at a pit stop. And now everybody on the intermediate tyres. It is Sebastian Vettel in 5th place and Fernando Alonso in 6th, with James Early leading the way. We are approaching half race distance. Kubica is getting lapped. My God, how the mighty have fallen. Okay, that was a mistake. That was just a mistake. That's fine. Absolutely fine. Okay, that could have almost been race ending. Okay, focus now, James. We've had a little mistake. Let's get back onto it. Back into the groove. Hamilton is gaining hand over fist right now. The gap after he came out of the pits was 13 seconds. It's now 7. I know I made a little mistake. Sure, maybe I lost 3 seconds from that, but either way, he is gaining quick. Now he's 5.6 behind. He's going to just rock up to the back of my car and make a move. Perez in 4th place behind Power. They both started alongside each other on the 4th row of the grid, and now they are on the 2nd row of the standings. Heavy rain predicted in 15 minutes time. We know it's only going to get worse. It should be raining for the rest of the race. Yeah, about 1.4 seconds up slower than Hamilton at the moment. Gap is now 2.2 seconds to Lewis Hamilton, who's cruising up to the back of James Early. But it's one thing catching up, it's another thing overtaking. And with DRS disabled now, the Mercedes is going to find it really tough to even get a run on the Lotus Renault in front of him. Also, as it stands, not only are Lotus winning the Drivers' Championship, they are also winning the Constructors' Championship. Made slightly more tough because Raikkonen is out the race, but we're still scoring enough points to win the championship there as well. Oh, and this is Hamilton with a run around the outside without DRS as well. I did say it's going to be hard for him to even get a run, but it seems he's already got one. As the tyres are now getting pretty cold, I think it's just about switch over time, the wet tyres. Yeah, we've had to call over the radio to pit for full wet tyres. We should have done it on the previous lap. I was just distracted by the sheer speed of Lewis Hamilton behind me, who's got such a great run now down onto the Retroposta towards turn 4. Can he finally get by, or is he once again going to be left with unanswered questions on what he can do if he got past me? All right, ding-dong battle going on ahead there between the Haas and... Oh, hello. between James Early and the grass, apparently, as that's Hamilton on my inside. Is he finally going to get through? The two go wheel to wheel, not for the first time today. And once again, Early's going to defend the place by siding up the inside into turn 8. He's round wide, though. Is that going to give Hamilton a chance around the outside? No, there is absolutely no grip out here whatsoever now. Hamilton switching to the inside. And is that Glock? No, it's Early, but Hamilton still overtakes. And through goes Hamilton into the race lead. We're going to box for the wet tyres. Do not want to run into him coming into the pits here because I know the AI slow up for the pits. I just go full speed into them. Wet tyres on the car and away we go. Out onto the circuit we go. Let's see what the pace is like on the wet tyres. We got pole position, didn't we, in the wet tyre conditions? So I imagine we're going to be pretty quick. As that's Ericsson letting Hamilton through. Is he going to let me through as well? Please? Please, sir? Please? What? I'm a huge fan of IKEA. Marcus Ericsson's from Sweden. That's the only thing I could think of. 20 seconds clear of Will Power. 1.5 seconds behind Hamilton. Right now, Early winning the championship. We're into the second half of the race now as well. So the time is just ticking down. The laps ticking down as well. 3.2 now to Hamilton. He's just starting to edge ahead. Yep, I've just said edge. Power and Perez only separated by 7.5 seconds as it currently stands. And it's Alonso 7th and Vettel in 8th place. They're just having such mid-performances today, which works perfectly for me. Right, okay, take 2 of overtaking Verstappen around the outside of that corner. This time it actually works. Wow, we are more than we are a couple of seconds slower per lap than Lewis Hamilton. He's 10 seconds clear now. Power and Perez both closing in on me. Perez, though, closing in on Power at a rate of knots now. He's only 3 seconds behind. 14 seconds back to Power, 17 seconds in front to Hamilton. Rain is going to stop in 10 minutes. We may see a few laps of dry running right at the end. Apparently, it's intermediate tyre conditions now, so we might be switching soon. Right, into the pits we go for the intermediate tyres on lap 52, boxing from 2nd place. And we're going to rejoin on the intermediate tyres in the place we pit. Everybody is boxed for inters. 5 minutes and then the rain's going to stop, so it won't be long before it dries out after that. Yeah, I'm pretty certain we will get some dry running, maybe the final 10 laps. Yeah, we're not very fast on the intermediate conditions because Verstappen's on my rear and Will Power only about 4 seconds behind me now, as the gap to Hamilton is 30 seconds. And I've got to keep my wits about me because straying off the racing line is a slippery business. And slippery usually means bottle job. Alonso Vettel update. Alonso in 6th place, Vettel in 8th position. Hamilton set a fastest lap in intermediate conditions. Bear in mind, the first 25 laps of this race were in dry tyre conditions. And yep, there is Will Power. I can see him. He's right behind me. Well, he's behind Verstappen, who's right behind me. Power's all over me. Power's going to get a podium, surely. This is the day Will Power comes of age. Goodbye! No, no, only hellos. What rubbish. Rubbish, get out of here. Hamilton continues to set the fastest laps of the race, somehow. Does he not realise it is still wet conditions? Will Power's just disappeared. He's dropped about 4 seconds. That's given me a bit of breathing room as it's now 40 seconds to Hamilton in front. The rain has definitely stopped now, but it's not going to be dry for a number of laps yet. My prediction earlier was that it'll be dry for the final 10 laps. Maybe it'll be dry for the final 5. Well, one of my local garden centres. I got a shot of adrenaline there. I thought I was about to hit the wall. Holy smokes. You see blue sky. Blue skies are appearing now. And it's definitely heating up the track and drying out the circuit. Just got the call to say switch over to the dry tyres, but I don't know about you guys. It looks very wet still out here. I don't trust myself to stay on that racing line, so I might wait a couple more laps. Might lose out to Power and Perez and fall down to 4th place. But really, we don't care about them. It's really just about Alonso and Vettel. And we're getting reports over the team radio that Fernando Alonso has climbed out of his car and is running to the finish line. My God. Yeah, there are drivers into the pits now. I'm pretty sure everybody's boxing for the dry tyres, but like I said, I'm going to stay out an extra lap or 2. It doesn't feel like much of a risk to box now. I'll just take it nice and cautious. We are going to box for the option tyres now. And there we go, into the pits on lap 63 for the options. And out we go, and I do lose positions to Power and Perez, so I'm out in 4th place, but that's not the end of the world. Rosberg in 5th, and Alonso and Vettel well down the order. Mein Gott! Into the corner, Vettel actually said it as well. What in the world was Nasser doing? Alonso's up to 5th place. Alonso is overtaking Rosberg. He's into 5th. He's 10 seconds behind. Could see a late battle between Early and Alonso on track. And Alonso, I imagine, is trying to force it right to the very end. If he forces me into a mistake and I go off and I crash, Alonso inherits 4th place. He is the champion. And that's Alonso fastest lap of the race. The gap to him is now 8.666. That is ominous. We've had some great times on the F1 2013 career mode. Out of all the Codemasters career modes we've done, I think 2013 is my favourite. It's the most enjoyable one. Starting back in Marussia in Season 1 where we scored a few points, crashed on the final lap in Monaco. That was a personal highlight / lowlight. Absolutely destroyed Bianchi in the championship. Then moving on to Season 2, we've got to move to Lotus. A bigger team, bigger budget, bigger opportunities, and also a massively upgraded expectation. And we handled it well. We were battling there for the championship for the most part. Just slightly out of reach though. And now Season 3, a massive shake-up in the grid. Driver and team changes, performance changes. And we have rose above all of it. And we're now at a point where we can actually win the World Championship. And it's been a very satisfying rise to this point. More so than we've seen on the other games. 2009, I won the championship in 1 year. 2010, I bottled the championship in all 3 seasons. And Mark Webber won every single championship. 2011, it took us 2 seasons. 2012 took us 2 seasons. And 2013, it looks to take us all 3 seasons to win the championship. Just need to navigate the next 3 laps. 5.9 now to Alonso. He's not gaining enough. So 3 laps to go. Let's just get this to the end of the race. Oh, no, that is Will Power. That's for 3rd place. We might actually get a podium. Can we steal the podium away from Will Power so he just goes the whole season without getting one on the final lap? We're starting the final lap now. And we got DRS. Hey, boy. Got to run here. Am I close enough? Not quite close enough down the retro poster as Lewis Hamilton wins here. Victory for the British driver at the Brazilian Grand Prix. And now it's between Power and Early for the podium position. And out the final corner for the final time. It's just the rise up the hill. It's Early versus Power for 3rd place in this race. We're getting closer, closer, closer. I don't want to take the podium away from him. I want to see Will Power on the podium. It's side by side across the line. Early the world champion. Power, he gets 3rd position. We've done it! We've done it! It is the World Championship for James Early. 57 races on F1 2013 it took us. And we've done it. Fantastic stuff. There we go, guys. Brilliant result. Lewis Hamilton winning the race. Perez 2nd. And Power holds on to 3rd. Just ahead of James Early. They went side by side across the line. Early not doing enough to get that back, that 3rd place. Alonso in 5th. He put up a great fight for the championship. Winning a load of races along the way. But he's just fallen short. Rosberg in 6th ahead of Vettel, who also fell short and really fell off during the second half or the last third of the championship especially. Magnussen, Sainz and Hulkenberg all getting points here. Then it's Max Verstappen in 11th ahead of Jules Bianchi and his teammate Robert Kubica. Stevens, Ricciardo, Wehrlein, Nasser, Gutierrez, Van Dorn and Ericsson complete the points with the 2 Finns retiring from the race, Kimi Räikkönen and Valtteri Bottas. Final in-depth look at the championship standings to conclude the season, with Early winning the championship with 5 victories through the year. Fernando Alonso, look at how many wins he got. A ridiculous amount of wins, but still falls short. Hamilton overtook Raikkonen with that result at the end of the season there. And Will Power finally picking up a podium position to close out the year. Carlos Sainz also closing in on Max Verstappen through the final 5 or 6 races in that year. And we did see a total of 17 drivers score points. So still, we didn't see Williams or, was it Haas scoring points? Neither Williams or Haas scored points. But we did get the point from Esteban Gutierrez Sauber back in Singapore. So at least we had that to go with it. We had 7 drivers win races that year. This is the Constructors' Championship, where I didn't realise at the time when I recorded the episode, Mercedes won the Constructors' Championship with that result. They finished 2 points ahead of Lotus, so thanks to Kimi Räikkönen's retirement, we lost out on the Constructors. But at least we won the Drivers' Championship. Also, Toro Rosso, with that result at the end, moved up ahead of Ferrari. Ridiculous. So Ferrari fall behind their Italian counterpart, Toro Rosso. Thank you ever so much for watching this series on F1 2013. There might be a Season 4, but we'll definitely head on to F1 2014 for a new career mode very, very soon. If you've enjoyed this and you've been following from the start, or you found my channel midway through this series, then I appreciate you in either capacity. And I wish you to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. And I'll see you all in 2014. Goodbye. This is my attempt at a donut. That's the best you're going to get. That's the donut, guys.